Welcome to part 2 of one of my most requested boubou, right? So in part 1 we drafted the body, right? So I'll put the link in my description box for people that didn't watch the part 1. Hi guys, my name is Fatima Yusuf, and on this platform I share sewing tutorials. Don't forget to subscribe, and if this is something like to learn, let's get to it. So this was where we stopped in part 1, and I told you guys, please don't stitch your pleats in fabric to it. Don't cut it on your lining. So now the front piece is what I'm going to be working on. I tried working on it like this, cutting out, but I later found out that's the wrong way to do it. So this is how you do it. Open up your fabric, make sure the right face is facing you, then you place your sample lace on it. Place the wrong face of your sample lace on the right face of your Ankara fabric. So now the sample lace right face is facing you, and your Ankara fabric right face is also facing you. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just carefully place it and make sure that on the right spot, and I'll just trace out my Ankara shape on it. So the full length, the lace of the length, what am I saying? The length of the lace was not up to the length of the Ankara fabric, so I'll just add addition under it, right? So I'll just trim off this part because it has elastic around this part. So I'll just trim it off, and then I'll bring the other remaining pieces. I'll cut out the part, the down part, the amount of lace to complete the length. So I'll just place it like this, and then I'll cut it. I actually added more because, to be on a safer side. So I'll just cut that one off again, and when I'm done, I'm going to go to my sewing machine. I'm going to stitch it to the longer one, making sure right face facing right face. That's the addition that we're adding to it. And thank God I did down part, so it was not that evident. You won't even know that I stitched the lace at some point. So I'll just go ahead and stitch it right face facing right face using 0.5 inch, right? And I'll come back. So after stitching, this is what we have. So I'll just place it on it again, making sure that everything aligns, right? And thank God I ironed my front piece before drafting and cutting, so the middle point is evident. So you need to iron, but if it is yours, you might not iron. You can do it the way you can do it, but for a client, please iron. So I'll now fold in some parts of the lace at the middle piece, like the middle like this. I already ironed, so there's a line in the middle that will show me the middle of my fabric. So I'll just fold in and then stitch. So after stitching, I bought this hemming tape or hemming gum. They sell it by yard, and it was very helpful. Just that it's kind of expensive. It's 500 naira, and it's 1 yard. It's not much, and it is not even lengthy, but it was helpful for this particular style. If I had more than 1 yard of this hemming gum, I will have just retraced my boubou shape on it. This particular side I have lace, and I will just gum it. Very easy. But since I didn't have more than 1 yard, I had to just cut in pieces, and I arranged it all through that side that I'm placing my lace. So you just quickly arrange it. So this was more easier than the normal small medium. If I was in the regular one, it would take a lot of my time to arrange, to cut, but this was easier. Like I said, if I had more, it would have been better served. So after it was done, I placed it to the end of my piece, right? This particular side with lace. So I'll just carefully place my lace back to it. Remember, we have stitched the middle, so we are good around that side. So I'll just place it on it, and I'll use my iron to iron it. So this will actually make your lace to stick to your fabric, so there won't be like folds in between, there won't be movement. It's just going to make it stick to your fabric, and it will give you a very neater result. You understand? So you see, as I'm ironing, I'm taking out the excess that will form hairs, that will form bubbles, motion, you understand, in your boubou. So I did that. I just ironed all through. That's what I did. So I did from the beginning to the end of the fabric. So after doing that, the parts I cut my pleat fabric on the remaining fabric, I'll just remove the patterns on it. I have this my cloth comb. I'll place it on it, give it a good iron press. So this is it, and I will retrace my shape on it. So after tracing my shape out, this is what is given. So this is the back, and this is the front. So now the next thing to do is I'm going to place it the way I want to place my pattern. I tried 2 ways, but I stick to this. I was thinking maybe I should leave the 8 straight like this, or I should just slant it. I should turn it to be straight, you understand, but I left it like this at the end, and it was finer because I felt like, okay, leaving like this will mean that those 8 or those chains are coming out from the lace fabric side, you understand. So my remaining hemming gum, I'll just place it. So if I had more of that hemming gum, right, all I need to do is just to retrace my pattern on the hemming gum, and then I'll place it. But that's going to cost more than I build my client, so I just had to manage, tailors and managing, right? So I'll just use this to stick my pattern to my front piece. So I just ironed it on it, and this is it, guys. Then I stitch in this direction. You make sure you stitch so that I can, to be on the safer side, to safeguard it more, you just stitch. So we're done with the front piece. Yeah, so I'll now bring my lining. I'm going to stitch my lining to it. So you're stitching the down part first because you're folding in some allowance, some inches or some inch. If you're not fully lining it, you do it the way you want to do. So I'll stitch the under, and then I stitch the neck area, right? So that's what I did basically. But there's another method, a better method. I think I did that in okay, sorry, I'm yet to post that. I'll posting that tutorial after this because people also requested for that style. So I did for the back also separately. So that's why I said, please do not join your pleat fabric to your back piece when you are doing this. So this is the next thing to do. Since I did not stitch the sides and the upper part, I only stitch the neck area and the down part. So I'm going to open up my piece like this, open up the back pieces for each side. You're going to place it right face facing right face, the way I normally stitch my shoulder of my blouse or my gown for the shoulder side. So you make sure your middle aligns. You stitch from middle to left, middle to right. So after stitching from middle to left, middle to right, so the back is splitted. You did not join that your pleat fabric to it, so it's splitted. It's 2 at the back, so you have a neater result. So what you do is you fold it to the after stitching this, you will see that you'll be able to stitch the sides. You'll be able to stitch the sides from your down. You stitch it to the middle, take it back to the front piece. You just stitch the sides because you've stitched the upper part, the down part, so you folded in allowance already. So after stitching your shoulder, you have a neater result. This is me trying to show you. I think I was not able to film everything that day. I wasn't able to film everything. When it's a client clothes, I don't really have much time to film, standing up, going to check if it's filming. So it actually takes a lot of time. So that's just what you do. After you've stitched your shoulder, you are going to just stitch the side. So this is it. I'll just go ahead and stitch the side like this. So you stitch left, you stitch right, and then your back is splitted. So very easy. And then after you've done that, then you open it, then you turn it out. So you can actually leave some part on stitch. You can leave maybe I'll advise you leave the down part, not the cowl side. Leave it on stitch, and then you just need to turn it out. So this is how it looks. You see, I've turned it out. So now I give it a good iron press. Then I also stitch the sides of the pleats, the allowance, the zipper allowance. You stitch it too. You turn it with your lining. Then I turn my pieces that I'll be using for my pleats. I turned it with lining, as you can see, and I'll just stitch it to the side like this. And then for the pleating, I'll leave a link, not description please, I'll leave a link in the description box where you can see how I pleat. So now for making the circles that people really want to see, because I know that's why people actually requested for this particular boubou, I stitched the down part, right? I give it a good iron press, but when I got my embroiderer's place, I had to lose it because it's not going to be easy for him to work on it. So this is it. You make sure that this your cowl effect, your side aligns. Then you get any material, any object you want to use to form your circle. As you can see, I'm using this sellotape, and I have this my hemming tape, the circle in it. So I'll use that to just form my circles. So it depends on how wide you want your circles to be. You get an object that you can easily use to form your circle. So use your biro to just shape it out on it, how many times you want it to be. Just make sure that this side aligns. You fold it so you have all your sleeve together on one spot, and this is how you cut. I wasn't able to film it. Also, you pick it up in the middle of your circle, pick it up, then you notch it open. It was really hard to do some parts because of the lace that was attached to it. So you pick it up, you stitch, you cut, notch the middle, then you put your scissors inside, and then you just trace out your circle. Very easy to make. I was not able to film it because I had to be turning. I was covering the camera at most of the points, so I was not able to film. So you see, I've already notched the circle. I'll just put in my scissors and then I'll just reshape. I'll follow down my circle. That was what I did all through. I can see I even closed the camera here, so I was not able to get like a clear view to show you guys, but I feel like my explanation will actually help. So just carefully cut through. And I don't know, maybe your embroiderer might actually help you do it, but I did it myself and I took it to him to make embroidery for the circle. And you can use bias to just tape the circles yourself. So I just cut all through. I did the amount I wanted. You can do 3 bigs one, 4 big one, but make sure that your sleeve are lined so that you have same thing at the back, same thing at the front, same thing at the left, same thing at the right. So this was after cutting it. I took it to my embroiderer. He now did the embroidery for the circle. Like I said, you can use bias to tape the circle and then you stone it. And like I said, I joined the down part together, but when I got to his place, I had to lose it because he said you won't be able to turn the fabric when he's doing the embroidery like this. So maybe you might leave yours on stitch before you take it to your embroiderer's place. So this was it before the embroidery, and this was it after the embroidery. I stoned it. I stoned the patterns. So this is what I did. If you watch my boubou, you know, measure your armhole 10, then you measure, just impute your body measurements. If you're watching my boubou, please, you see how I impute it. I'll even put a link of the other boubou I made so this part won't confuse you, because if I'm to explain, I'll have to slow the video down, you understand? So I imputed my client's body measurement and I stitched it. And guys, this was the final result. This is how it looks like. So embroidery did the embroidery work for the circle. Then I went back home. I just stoned it, and I also stoned the pattern, as you can see. Very easy to make and very easy to understand. I think it's very easy to understand. So for the lining process, I'm going to post another video for another method of joining your line in your shoulders together. And like I said, please don't make the mistakes I made while making this boubou. It actually came out nice and I can't wait to see it on my clients. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.